Bloons Tower Defense 6, a game where you defend the world against a Bloon invasion by placing monkeys down to pop them. It seems simple, and is for the most part, but there is much more to this game than people realize, and it changes with time, from learning the game to exploring the story behind it, and eventually mastering every monkey. This is the point of BTD6. When booting up the game for the first time, you start with a few dart monkeys, the most basic tower in the game, and a couple easy rounds to test them out. Quickly, you unlock upgrades, sharper darts, faster attacks, better range, and before long, you've got new towers to try out. Your first hero in Quincy, then options like the tack, bomb, and ice monkey. It's a lot to take in, but at the same time, it's simple and feels light. Soon, you're ready for a real game. Whether that's easy, medium, or hard mode, every run teaches you something new. You unlock more towers, more upgrades, and you start to notice how one small change transforms the entire game. Try a different tower, and suddenly everything's different. You switch from Quincy to Gwen, and lead balloons are no longer an issue, but now you have to worry about purples and camos. You get a sniper instead of upgrading your dart monkey, and pink balloons get much easier, but dense clumps of greens are now dangerous. Win or lose, you start to recognize the patterns, how rounds flow, how the map can shape your choices, and how each monkey fits a role. But not every track is built the same. Some are full of curves, some have water, and some have obstacles in the way, calling for new strategies you haven't used before. And that's the beauty of it. BTD6 constantly asks you to adapt. Every map, every round, every upgrade. It's another puzzle to solve, but once you have most of the monkeys and upgrades unlocked, the drive to keep going is completely up to you. Is there a purpose other than beating a map just because it looks and feels different from the previous one? The completionists out there will say that getting every medal is all you need to keep going, but even for them, BTD6 doesn't end. The balloons keep coming, new maps are always being added, and there are new events every week, like races and bosses. All for what? Why are the monkeys even popping the balloons? Well, there's a surprising amount of lore behind the scenes. The monkeys used to live in a peaceful society with no conflicts, until the balloons attacked with no warning. It was quite a shock, but quickly the monkeys learned to keep the balloons at bay and even thrive away from the battlefield. There's a huge city called Monkeyopolis where monkeys have all sorts of careers. Chefs, teachers, construction workers, you name it. In fact, only the monkeys that want to fight the balloons go into battle, and they can pick whatever role they want, so you don't have to feel bad for a dart monkey not being an ace or something. They chose that role as it best fits them, and they can change it anytime. What they can't just pick though is becoming a hero. Heroes have to go through extensive training and tests to prove they can lead and handle the responsibilities. As for the balloons, they never make demands, never relent, and it's unclear what their actual goal is. Though it's been assumed to be trans-dimensional domination. They don't seem that scary, but if left unchecked, they trample towns and literally eat hopes and dreams. They have an infinite population and are fueled by pure spite and a mysterious substance called plutonium. But basically everything in the game has a backstory that's been answered on Ninja Kiwi's blog. From Geraldo teaching the Magus Perfectus how to maintain such a luscious beard, to the monkey's weapons being tuned to only damage balloons. There's a solid, cute, or funny reason for everything. But even with every detail explained, none of it really tells us why we keep coming back. The lore gives the world meaning, but not each game. So here's my take. The point of BTD6 isn't to finish it. It's a sandbox, not in a Minecraft or Roblox sort of way, but there's a set challenge and you have millions of ways to go about beating it. You can play with different combos, placements, and timings, but in the end, it all comes back to you. And this is where I think the real game begins. There is much more to each monkey than just the progression of upgrades and getting a few wins with them. It's learning how to work them in to solve the current problem. If you don't have space for a village, how are you going to pop camo balloons? If your abilities are on cooldown, are you going to stall the rounds or buy something else to deal damage? And if you spent too much money getting through the early game, how do you pop round 40 on a budget? Being able to work through these problems takes more skill and creativity with each map, especially once you get to the advanced and expert ones. The nice thing is knowing that every map is doable, with money left over. You just need to solve the puzzle. The point of BTD6 isn't to finish it. It's to learn how to solve problems one round at a time. It's creativity under pressure, and you have a simple way of seeing progress. Rounds, money spent, or the timer, depending on the event. There's a reason why I have 4,200 hours in the game and I'm still not bored of it, and why there's over 200,000 positive reviews on Steam. But above all else, it's fun to see your monkeys pop balloons.